Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play SimCity 4 with me, EP-51. So, last couple of videos are pretty much dedicated to trying to prop up the demand in Dartmouth Regional, and one of the things I'm finding is that our regional demand is teetering off a little bit, it's sort of plateauing. So I went back to the dump. I ground out some money so that we have some funds here for the next neighborhood in the subway system. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up, I don't know how many videos it'll be, but I'll put up a couple of videos where I'm going to try to go back to basics and build another farming community. So this will be Sunnyvale 4. And this will be pretty straightforward stuff, not very new. It'll be mostly up just to show you what I've done, and show you that I've gone back to basics, but like, you don't have to the idea of these videos is that they're actually going to be optional. I'm actually going to make sure that I put them up there under the optional tag, just to show you what happens to me. Like, this is what I do when my regional development starts to stagnate, and I need to increase the and I need to increase 2, 3, 4, 5. Mostly what I want to do with this city, these two cities, is going to be just to give myself more low wealth residential demand, so that I can go back, put the high density in, have it grow up, and then have those Sims get educated and sort of go along with that plan. So this will be pretty review style. I would of course encourage you to watch it. You know, if it isn't your cup of tea to watch something you've already seen before, then go ahead and skip this video. Mainly what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting up farming communities. I may do one or two things different than I would, I guess, normally do in a farming community. My cities are never the same exactly. You know, sometimes they'll squeak in a little something different in each place or whatever, you know, just to try, because like my overall goal you know what, I'll just build another ring. So one of the things that I'll do immediately is one of the things I learned in building this sort of a farming community-esque city. One of the things that I learned right away is to go to your taxation and tax everything you don't want growing in the city. So I obviously don't want commercial offices, and I obviously don't want high wealth commercial services in here. Plus these guys, but none of these guys really matter, so it's not imperative that you actually put those taxes in. But because this is a farming community, we are going to need to place agriculture. So we make the ring around the city, right? If you haven't watched the earlier farming communities, this might be an interesting video, I guess. And if you are just tuning in, if this is the first video you're watching, which I never seem to think about, I would encourage you to start from the beginning. Go find episode 1, which is accessible on my YouTube channel. And the reason I would say that is because I'm not really going to be covering so many of the basic things in this video, so much as I'm going to be covering, or going to be talking about other stuff, you know. I can sort of build these in my my sleep now that I've because I've built so many. Because this is what I do when I run out of you know, when I run out of regional demand, like we sort of have. This is what I tend to do. I tend to just go back and build a farming community and see if I have enough to use that farming community, and then if I, you know, if I need another one, I have a feeling we'll need more than one, but you know, nothing. I mean, building them is really easy, as I've shown you guys, and there's no real downside to building them. I mean, they give you a place to generate power from, they give you a place to put garbage in. They're just like, I find them really useful, which is why I use them. And I guess if this video teaches you anything, it'll teach you that these farming communities stay relevant well into your region. Alright, so that's good. We've got that done up. Now, I don't think I need to use one-ways here, simply because I don't think there's going to be that much traffic. But we could put in bus stops, and we probably will. Just because. So, those of you who have been a long-time viewers and are watching this video, will know that the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in some services. You don't need to do this early. It's just something I tend to do. Because then, like, once my hospital's in, or my large medical clinic, I guess. I call it a hospital because it looks like one. Then I never have to think about it again. I doubt I'll need bigger than just the elementary school, but I might. Simply because the elementary school is not going to reach these corners here. And I'm going to put a library in just because libraries are so efficient. And realistically speaking, education is quite important. I don't need police. I don't need fire. Not in this city. Fucker. No. I'm gonna put commercial in here and there. So yeah, I'll just leave it open like that. My goal is to take some of that and use it, and I mean that the fact that those are maxed out might be proof that this city is a little bit like won't do what I want it to do, but we'll see. I have a feeling that it will be doing what I ask of it. So we need some power, right? So we'll put in some wind turbines. We're probably gonna need. We'll start off with 6, and we'll put in a water pump. And if this city ends up not doing what we want it to do, that's fine too. I mean, almost any city you build is going to have some effect on your region. You know, and if that effect is positive, then so be it. If that effect is, I mean, it's pretty hard in SimCity to have negative effect. I find it pretty hard to have like a negative impact on your region. I didn't want to build that there. I keep messing that up. This is one of my favorite songs from the soundtrack, by the way. So, We will section off everything for water. And I'll throw out the idea of asking the people watching this video, so you guys, I'm asking you what you guys think of a Defense of the Ancients 2 tutorial videos. If you don't know what Defense of the Ancients 2 is, then don't worry about it. You can look it up. It's a multiplayer online battle arena game. The community is pretty horrendous. Think Xbox Live little kids, but adults who act like that. And you have probably a good assumption of what the community is, so there really isn't that much room for positive community, positive community development. And so I was thinking of doing some tutorials for that game, and essentially, I'm not professional, obviously. I believe I'm good enough to teach other people to play it. Some of my friends might disagree with me, but so throw that idea out there, and you guys can let me know what you think. I'm guessing most of the people who watch SimCity either don't care about Dota or just aren't interested in it in any way. And here's what we're gonna do, since this is lagging a little bit. We'll go to city ordinances, and we're gonna turn on smoke detector, free clinic, paper waste reduction is not necessary. Tourism isn't something we need, but pro reading is just the basics, and then we'll let it grow. It's gonna take a while. We'll probably need the bigger elementary, now that I see the growth going on a little bit. Here's our house. When you start off a city like this, the first thing you're going to notice, almost right away, is that your education sucks. And the reason for that is because all of these are, when you think about the game, new Sims. They haven't existed in like another city or any of that kind of thing before, so they're really low wealth. Low wealth Sims always come in with 0 education. Essentially, you can consider low wealth Sims to be babies. Sort of for all intents and purposes. Alright, so now the restriction on our growth is the growth of this city, not our, I'm gonna go ahead and put the city hall there, because had a feeling. Alright, so how are we doing on water? We're good. How are we doing on power? We need a little bit more power. This is also one of my favorite SimCity songs. Coincidentally enough, they all tend to happen at the same time, which is probably because they're like probably right after each other in the playlist. So unfortunately, the lending library has to go. I'll put it back, don't worry. For one of these, I'm not going to build bus stops. They're just not worth it for the size of city that this is. And then we need to put our library back. This is not a lending library. And go. Let's adjust our sliders. As we grow, we're going to need to keep watching those. Getting our usual suspects of buildings. You can see we have almost, it seems like almost infinite demand in this city for whatever reason for medium and high wealth Sims, which is kind of strange, but it's not that strange. we'll probably end up with more than, well, close to 30,000 sims, I would say. So they're asking for a university, which we're not going to build. New statue, which we're going to put right behind our farmer's market. More power. Religious call for a new roof. I believe that's actually the first time I've ever gotten one of those in the third church / chapel in a city of this size. So all our farm plots seem to be working. I'm just gonna let the growth taper off. Essentially what I want is I want all the schools to look like small condos. Just keeping an eye on our education centers. That's funny. Alright, we need a firehouse. I don't think I've ever seen a farm light on fire before. In the game, obviously. Lots of commercial demand. Sorry about that, guys. Hilariously enough, my fire alarm went off. So hopefully that didn't come through on the recording too much. But it does look like we've tapered out on the growth of this city. I guess let's go pause. You can see the influence that this city has had on our regional demand. Mainly what we care about is we care about the So we generated a bunch of commercial demand, which is good. Not too much, but a little bit. And that commercial demand will have positive influence on the rest of our region. So I don't think I'm going to build another one. The reason being because I don't think it would be particularly useful. The problem we're having is obviously a job problem, and that's what this video proved. So hopefully you guys will join me next time. I will still label this video as optional, where I hopefully zone a whole bunch more jobs, and we get hopefully back working on this part of our region. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you join me next time.